What's good, fight fans? Welcome back to another episode of Combat and Kick It with your host, Bando. We are back to talk about Khamzat Chimaev, the current middleweight champion. Why are we talking about him? Because we got the high-stakes fighter breakdown to get into. So let's waste no time. Let's get into it. Let's smoke. So we did the high-stakes fighter breakdown for the former champion Sean Strickland, so you know I had to come through and do the high-stakes fighter breakdown for the current middleweight champion Khamzat Chimaev. We already know Khamzat is one of the biggest savages in the game. He is an absolute dog, an animal when he gets in there, extremely difficult to deal with, and undefeated in the UFC. Not many people have made him look like he has many flaws. You know, there's not many people that have put anything to him so far that has made him look like he doesn't have many flaws. The only two people are Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman. But besides that, the man has had a pretty unscathed career. Hasn't had to do too much. I mean, he took down Dricus du Plessis every single round, multiple times, held him down like it was nothing, was putting him in a crucifix position, was landing ground and pound. I mean, yeah, a lot of people don't think it was the most exciting fight, and I don't think it was the most exciting fight or anything either, but he got the win, and it was dominant. It was dominant as can be. So that's Khamzat Chimaev for you. Dominant as can be. He's a very difficult fighter for anybody to go up against. I mean, you can be a good wrestler all you want. He has a different pace about him. He has a different, just everything about him is different. Different tenacity. He's so explosive, right? And he doesn't stop. He's relentless. Very, very hard to deal with. Very hard to deal with for any guy at any level in this game. Extremely hard to deal with. Now, when we knew when this fight got made that there was going to be some sort of fireworks leading into this. Obviously, these two former training partners turned foes. We've seen this story before, but we've never really seen it like this, right? This is a little bit different. You got two guys who are going to speak their mind, going to say how they feel, and are two dudes who are always saying they're looking to end you when they go in the octagon. So it's going to be interesting to see these guys go at it. It's going to be interesting to see more stuff during this week. I haven't seen too much in terms of them talking trash to each other, just besides, you know, the different videos and stuff. We haven't really seen them in an interaction at all. I wonder what they're going to do for the press conference. I'm super interested in what they're going to do for that, because that tells you everything. I mean, most of the time they don't even let Khamzat get to a press conference. It's one of those things. We'll see what happens with that, but when we talk about Khamzat Chimaev, you have to highlight the fact that he's undefeated. You have to highlight the fact that he has massive wins over many guys. And when I say massive wins, I mean massive wins in terms of he made those wins look easy, right? You're talking about wins over Kevin Holland, Rob Whittaker. The Rob Whittaker one stands out for everybody because that was quick. And Rob is usually a wrestler's nightmare. Just his style. He knows how to sprawl. He knows how to make you pay when you're going for takedowns. He knows how to do all of the things to be a wrestler's nightmare. And Khamzat finished him quick. So when you see stuff like that, you're like, damn, that's Rob the Reaper Whittaker. Like, that don't happen to Rob. Khamzat did that. Obviously, he's coming off the major win, the championship victory against Dricus du Plessis, where he controlled him for 5 rounds straight. Just straight 25 minutes of pure control. I mean, Dricus fought his ass off, but he had no answers. No answers whatsoever for Khamzat. You know, when you watch a guy like Khamzat, there's things that you know are going to happen. But even though you know it's going to happen, doesn't mean you could defend or prep for it or just be able to do anything when it happens. You know, one of the main things he's doing is shooting right off rip. Simple as that. Right off rip. That bell is going to ding. He is going to close distance fast. Very fast. He's going to close that distance extremely quick, and he's shooting. He's going for the takedown. There's nothing that's going to hold him back from shooting. He's going to go for the double leg. He's going straight to get you down. And when you defend that first initial takedown, he's going to keep going. He's going to keep going. You can scramble all you want. You can get back to your feet. You're getting back down. He's going to eventually get you down in one of these sequences and start whatever he wants to do on the ground, because that's his fighting style. It's a lot of these Dagestan wrestling style, like these guys that come in with that's their game plan a lot of the time. Just keep working until they do end up getting something, and once they do end up getting it, they know they got it, right? They just know that they can. When I say they got it, they got the fight. They know they can control it. They know they can continue to shoot and take the man down. It's very similar to, even though he's not Dagestan, it's very similar to Charles and Max. Charles took Max down, probably realized, damn, he's not that Max isn't strong, but Charles probably felt like it was easy. I think that's what happens when you see a guy continuously shoot for takedowns and continuously go for takedowns. It's because they realized it was easy to get the guy down. Why wouldn't you do it? You know what I mean? And that's what Khamzat does. He notices, oh, I can get this guy down. But here's the thing. Even if he feels like he can, he's not going to stop. He is relentless. He is relentless. He's going to, and he knows different points to put you in, right? Like there's different spots where he knows he can end up getting you down, end up tripping you, end up making you fall. Even when you feel like you've been defending so much, he doesn't let go of that grip. He's still working for something, and he ends up getting you down. He's a problem. It's just that simple. That's why everybody expected him to be champion. A lot of people were rooting for him to end up being champion, and now he's champion. If he gets past Sean with ease, there's most likely he's going to be a dominant champion. That's what I would think. More than likely, he's going to just be a dominant champion if he gets past Sean. And I don't think Sean's like that big of a challenge for him, but Sean does have things that can pose a threat here and there, right? But I do think Khamzat's he should have this one in the bag, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things. We all thought that Izzy would have it in the bag against Sean, but he didn't. Could be one of those situations, but I do think Khamzat's got this one. I don't think Khamzat's going to try to play in this one. I don't think he's going to play with his food. I think he's going straight for the full meal. He's eating right off rip. He's not looking to toy with this. He wants to get the finish, get it done quick, make a statement, and that's it. Or he's going to try to control him and beat him up for 5 rounds, but that's where things could backfire for him. You know, that game plan might be where things do get a little tricky for him and do become a problem, unless you have the mindset of not being so explosive in the first round, which is just not in his. That's just not in his nature. That man is explosive off rip. There's just nothing you can do about it. That's him, right? So he's very ready to get in the fight at any given moment, right? So like that game plan of going in there with the mentality of going 5, unless you are expecting yourself to just kind of size him up in the first round and you expect to go 5 that way, then that's different. But I think Khamzat's training to get to finish to make this fight quick. It's his best bet. It really is his best bet. And it's not like Sean's this crazy, extremely threatening fighter if Khamzat doesn't get to finish. It's just that is Khamzat's best bet. So you got to go into the keys to victory for Khamzat in this fight, and we pretty much know these ones. This isn't going to be a long breakdown because we know so much of already what the style differences and where the strengths are for Khamzat. And the thing is, we know the wrestling is the key to victory for him. It's the number one key to victory. You know, I think he has to put the pressure on Sean right away. You can't let Sean get comfortable in any which way. He's got to shoot. He's got to put pressure on Sean, put Sean on the back foot. Sean is not good off the back foot. So shoot and continuously put Sean on the back foot. That's the number one key to victory. Now, there's other keys to victory, of course. If the fight goes a route and standing on a feet, he's got to be smart. Got to be a little bit more technical. Don't let Sean control the pace. Still try to be the one who's taking over the pace. I think when you do that, Sean doesn't like it. He didn't like it when Dricus did it. So, if you're on the feet, still control the pace. I think the whole thing is first key, utilize wrestling. Second key, control the pace. Third key is go for the finish. Legitimately go for the finish, because with the explosive way that he fights, if he goes in there and he's continuously just looking to wrestle and Sean's defending the wrestling and fighting the wrestling off, and Sean could push this into 3-4-5, Sean has a lot better opportunity, a lot better chance to do something than he did in the first round. So Khamzat, in those first 2 rounds, that first 7 to 10 minutes, he's got to go for a finish. Those are the 3 keys to victory, in my opinion. And obviously, we could post different videos. We could show him taking Dricus down. And if you watch the way he takes Dricus down, every specific thing that he does, right? Dricus seemed like he had an answer to defend it and then didn't. But then the rest of the fight, he was just taking Dricus down at ease. Dricus wasn't even putting up any fight for it. Every guy, I'll post different videos. Every single guy that's in there that goes to defend the takedown from Khamzat, they think they got it at first, but he has a second little... He's just sneaky. He's got another little game plan in the back pocket where he's going to end up getting you down. He's not worried about it. He's not worried that you defended this one. He's going to be able to get you down no matter what. The relentlessness, the knowing the different positions, knowing the different spots that he can get you to trip or get you off balance to where he could shoot better. Whatever the case may be, he knows exactly what he needs to do to be able to get you down and control you. Now, we know his keys to victory, but what are his negatives going into this fight? I think negatives don't always have to be fight related. I think one of the negatives could be overconfidence. He beat Sean in their training, in their, from what he said. He beat Sean in all of their training stuff and sparring, and he submitted him multiple times, and it's very possible. But if he's going in there with the mentality and the overconfidence that, I beat him in sparring, I beat him in the gym, it's a different fight now. This has different things on the line. This is much bigger proportions than just being in a gym. So if he's going in there with the wrong mentality based off of that, it could be dangerous for him. So that could be a negative. So he wants to avoid being overconfident. That cardio's got to be there. That's another negative we've seen in his fights before when he had challenged, when he's gotten challenged. His cardio wasn't there. Now, the 5 rounds he put up against Dricus showed that his cardio is not really a huge issue, but seen it before. It could potentially be a problem. You never know. It could potentially be a problem. So we'll see. And I think another thing too, if Sean gets, I said one of the keys to victory for Sean is like talk shit. Be authentically you in there, right? I think that could be a negative for Khamzat. Khamzat's not used to people talking shit, especially if he's not in control of the fight. So if Khamzat's not in control of fight and Sean could take over by talking shit and doing things like that and just throwing him off the game. Like I said, Khamzat's not used to that. But at the same time, it's going to be tough for Sean to get ahead. That's the problem. Sean's got to get ahead first. So overconfidence and cardio are probably the 2 main things that are negatives for Khamzat in this fight. I don't really see too many other things. People say on the feet, but on the feet he could still be a problem. He has power. He has decent boxing. Now Sean could ping him with the jab. He's got to be, he's got to stay defensive with Sean's jab and everything like that. And Sean's going to be throwing teeps and leg kicks and stuff. So Khamzat's got to be smart, be good with the timing, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. I don't think the stand-up is going to be an issue unless it gets into the late rounds where Sean is able to control because he's feeling fresher. But I don't know. If he has to defend takedowns all night, is he going to feel fresh? Are they going to both feel fresh going? Who knows? Who knows? It's a very, very, It seems like it should be a one-sided, easy fight to call, and you would think, oh, Khamzat's got this in the bag, but at the same time, it feels like it's not an easy fight to call. But I guess we'll see. But I will give you guys my official prediction and the breakdown in the UFC 327 breakdown. You got to go ahead and go check that out. Once this is done, you finish watching this, go watch that. I'm going to drop them back to back. So make sure you check that out so you can get my entire card predictions and see where we at. And hopefully we can make a parlay and win some money. We'll see what happens. But I appreciate you guys for watching this high stakes fighter breakdown. You know what to do if you enjoyed. Like, comment a little bit. If you haven't already, please subscribe and then hit the bell notification button so you know when the next episode is out. Your boy Bando is out.